Well, hello there and welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me. If it's your first time, welcome. If it's your second time, welcome back. I just wanted to show you that today we're going to be using this awesome cordless lamp from GLE. Look, cordless, mind-blowing, absolutely mind-blowing. It's wonderful. I've been using it for a while now and I've not had any problems with it. I can fit my long ass nails in and it's cordless. I mean, what more do you want? But let's get into the video. We're doing these bougie on a budget Chanel nails. But first I am pushing my cuticles back and scraping away all that dead skin. Getting right in there because we don't want that. The better you prep your nails, the longer they'll last and the better they'll look. Gonna stick that in the barber side because ain't no dutties here. Now, I know I use my cuticle pusher and stuff, but I like to go in with my e-file as well. It's totally optional. Most of this video is going to be awkward because I am using my non-dominant hand. So it's going to be a little bit awkward and at times difficult for me, but you know, it's fun to watch me struggle. I'm just going around with this ball bit, just pushing my cuticle back a bit more and getting all of that dead skin off. This is great for exfoliating if you don't want to go in with your nippers, because it does get most of it off and it'll just look a lot better in the end. As always, I'm going in one direction, then putting my e-file in reverse and going around in the other direction, getting it all off. Exfoliate, exfoliate, babe. But we don't want any dusties here. I did get most of it off with that bit, but there's a few bits that are bugging me, so I'm going to go in with my nippers. But you don't have to do this. It's just my preference. I'm also going to cut the free edge of my nail off because it's getting a bit long, and because I'm always putting extensions on, they just kind of get in the way. It's just nice to clean them up. So I'm going to trim all those off and then go around with my hand file and just get rid of any sharp bits, tidy them up a bit. I did buff my nail plate but forgot to film that bit. And then I'm going to measure up my tips. These tips and my e-file are the only thing I'm going to be using today that aren't from GLE, but I will link everything down below. These are just full cover gel tips. So I'm going to measure them all up, and as you probably saw in that box, there are a couple of sizes that I've run out of, which are the ones I use all the time on my index and my middle finger because they're both the same size. So as always, I'm going to go for a bigger size and then just file it down so that it fits my nail perfectly. As you can see, I'm not just filing the cuticle area of this full cover tip, I'm filing it all the way down and I'm doing it equally on each side so that the nail isn't, you know, a bit wonky or anything. You want it to be perfect on both sides. Checking again, it fits and it's perfect. So I'm going to do that again on the other one, which is for my middle finger. And then once we've done that, I'm going to get my e-file and I'm going to etch the inside of these gel tips as well. This is kind of, sometimes it's optional, it depends on the tips that you get. There are some that come pre-etched. You can also get primers that are for this as well. I probably do that, but you know, this is bougie on a budget, we don't have money for that stuff. I'm just showing you that you can use your buffer as well. You don't have to use an e-file if you don't have one, but you just want to make sure that the inside is roughed up a bit so that our gel can get in there and fully adhere it. Once we've done all of that, we're going to give them a wipe down with some alcohol, get rid of that dust because dust is not our friend, as I always say. Should get that printed on a t-shirt. I'm just going to wipe my nails down again because I've been touching stuff and getting dust everywhere and we don't want any dust, and the oils from our fingers, we don't want those getting in the way either. And I'm just going to put some of GLE's acid-free primer on my nails. You want to try not to get this on your skin. It is acid free, but there's no need to expose yourself to anything. And put that on all my fingers. And then I'm going to reach for my rubber base, which is what we're using to adhere today. I'm going to go to open it and then realise that I need to set up my lamp first. Take my time to remember. There we go. I'm just showing you because I don't have one of those fancy little lamps that hang over my desk. I will get one, they sell them on Amazon, but if you don't have one, you can just take the bottom off of your lamp, and I'm going to use my armrest, which is usually just for my clients, but I'm going to balance my lamp so that a decent amount of it is hanging off the edge of my armrest, so that I can get my hand under there whilst holding my tip in place. So I'll show you how I do that now. So I've balanced that on there, and then I am going to put my rubber base on my nail. And as always, getting it all over the nail, right up as close to the cuticle and sidewall as you can without getting any on your skin. Then I'm going to take my tip that's etched and I'm going to rub that rubber base into it. You want to make sure that it gets into all of those bits that we filed. That's why we did it. We've roughed it up, and now you want to push it into, I don't know what to call them, the word has escaped me, but anyway, you want to rub it in, and then you want to have a little bit of extra rubber base just on the cuticle area, and you want to move your gel out of the way because you don't want it to get cured by the lamp. You learn these things the hard way, but make sure that's out of the way of the lamp. And you want to push this down from the cuticle area, and you don't want to push it up from the middle of your nail. You want to lay it down right on the cuticle area and push it down. The goal is to get rid of any air bubbles, so you want to get this on in one go and then hold it under the lamp. You can just flash cure it for, I like to do it for 20 seconds, and that's, you know, going to hold it on whilst we do our other fingers. I'm going to do the same, cover the nail, then push it into our etched nail, drag a little extra on the edge, and again on we go at the cuticle area, putting it down, placing it down. And there was a little bit of excess gel there, so I've wiped it off. You want to wipe that off before it goes into the lamp. I'm going to do the same, repeating that process on every finger. And once we're done, you want to put your whole hand in the lamp now for a full 60 seconds, just to make sure they're all fully cured, because we were just flash curing them before for 20 seconds. And there we are. They're all on, don't they look good? And how quick was that? So easy. I say that, I'm sure the first few times I did it I messed it up. I wasn't quite happy with how I put the thumb on. I thought it could have been a little bit straighter, but because I'm probably going to take these off in the next day or so, I didn't bother taking it off, and you probably won't notice. I should have kept my mouth shut. Anyway, we're rubbing all that sticky layer off on all the fingers, and then going to buff over them so that our gel polish can adhere to them properly. Now this is another totally optional part of the process, but if there is any of the rubber base, or glue or whatever you want to call it, that may have, you know, you might have put a little bit too much on, if it's seeped up onto the top of the nail, I'm just going to file it off. And it can also be an opportunity to just blend that tip in a little bit if you need to. I'm just going in and making sure, you know, sometimes on tips they have that little nub at the end. I don't know what to call it, you know what I'm talking about. It's on almost all tips, it's where they've been pulled off like a, but I don't know, you know what I mean. Anyway, getting rid of those, and for some reason I'm buffing them again because maybe, I don't know why I'm doing that. I've already done it, but we're doing it again. And then I'm going to wipe them again because dust, we don't like that. Get rid of all the dust. And then we'll be ready to paint. Dust, anybody? Dust? I always think of Little Brit when I talk about dust. Does anyone remember that? I don't think it's on telly anymore. I can't imagine it is. It's not very PC, is it? Yeah. Anyway, I'm going in with my rubber base again. You can just use regular base coat now, but I feel like it's not. The rubber base is a little bit thicker, and you know, give us a little bit more strength. It's not totally necessary, but you know, anything to make our nails stronger. You'll see there I did put it underneath as well, just because when you were adhering the tips there would have been a little bit of gel seep out at the end, and that kind of just blends it in and also adds more strength. Once we've done that, we're going to cure for 60 seconds, and where we've done it underneath, just to be safe, I'm going to put my hand in upside down as well to make sure the light can get to everything. The nails are clear, so it probably would have got to it, but better safe than sorry. And here we are. Don't they look gorgeous? I do love a glass nail. They do look nice like this, but we're not going to leave them like that. I'm going in with this lovely colour, Mavis from GLE. I absolutely adore this colour. I was going to do a nude, you know, like a French kind of colour, but I thought, let's go nuts and do something a bit different. And this colour's just so gorgeous. So we're going to paint, get as close to the cuticle as we can. Try not to get any on our skin. I will struggle with this because, again, I am right-handed, but I'm using my left hand, so everything's going a little bit slow and a little bit awkward, but I want them to look as good as I can get them in this situation with my left hand. I am going to apply 2 coats of this on each finger and cure in between for 60 seconds. So now you're probably watching this and wondering what the F is she doing, and why I'm only painting a little bit of my my nail and it just looks awful. But there is a reason for this. Because I am going to be painting the tips black, I didn't want to paint all the way to the end of the nail, then put the black over the top and it get all bulky and we lose our shape and they just look lumpy and thick. And I mean, as lovely as it is to be thick, we don't want our nails to be thick, so that's why I have done that. And it looks a bit funny at the moment, but it will look better at the end, I promise. I hope. Cross your fingers for me. So I'm going around with the brush doing this, and I'm not being too precious, because if you did see the thumbnail, you'll see that I am going to stick bling all along my French line, my smile line. So I'm just not really too worried about it. It's neat enough. We're not going to see it. And we're going over it with foil now as well. So I'm wiping off the tacky layer so that when I put the foil gel on and adhere my foil, it doesn't stick to the whole nail, because it quite often does stick to the tacky layer as well as the foil gel. So we've done that, clean up a little bit. And I'm going to reach for my foil gel, which is also from GLE. Oh, it's upside down. Whoopsie daisy. Foil gel there. And I'm just going to go over the black. That's my foil from GLE as well. All the bougie ones. Got all the designers. I can't afford any of these designers, but I can put them on my nails. So that's what we're going to do. Bougie on a budget, babes. Bougie on a budget. I'm just getting that ready, trying to be organised. It's not in my nature, but I'm trying to train myself. So I'm going to get my foil gel, paint it over all of those black tips, and I'm going to just clean up a little bit. Like I said before, we're going to go over it with bling. It doesn't have to be perfect, but the neater it is, the better, I guess, really. Not too sure why I'm only doing my thumb here, but you know, whatever. You cure that for 60 seconds. The GLE polishes do cure in 30, but I'm extra. I'm just checking that I've got the foil the right way round. Gonna stick that on. So when you stick foils on, I always see people just whack them on and squeeze all the way. I think it's always best to just stick the middle bit down and then go along with a silicone bit and rub it on. And I realise whilst I'm talking and trying to give advice that I've actually stuck the foil on the wrong bloody way. Oh dear. Here she is making YouTube videos trying to show people how to do stuff, and she has no idea what she's doing. But anyway, flipped it over and stuck it on the right way this time. And look at that, isn't it awesome? That foil gel is so good. It's completely covered. There's no bits missing that I can see. It's amazing. And look, see, yeah, it's all come off there. And I'm going to repeat that process on all of my nails. making sure they're fully covered in the foil. I'll let you watch, I'm going to shut up for a bit. There you are, you've got 5 seconds of me not talking. So here we are, the foil's on all of the nails. And, oh, excuse me. So now what I'm going to do is just clean up any little bits that I don't want. Because that foil was so good, it's completely, you know, it's stuck onto the whole nail, almost. Anywhere that's a little bit sticky, it's going to stick, so you want to try and keep it clean. I'll start trying to clean it up, and then I decided it would be a better idea to go over the foil with... oh dear, I haven't got COVID, I promise. So I'm just going to top coat over where I want the foil to stay. And then I'll pop that in the lamp, and then I can give it a good wipe. I can really give it a scrub now with a lint-free wipe and get off any bits that I don't want. So they're nice and clean and tidy. Just taking a second there to admire my handiwork. Or should I say the brilliance of those foils. But it's bling time! Bling bling money ain't a thing. I should stop saying that. I'm going in with my rhinestone adhesive gel. I always forget what it's called. You know what it is by now, I'm sure. Just going around that smile line with that. And then we're going to add all this bling. I've got some really nice black stones there. And silver ones as well, and then I'm going to use some sparkly silvery, I want to say silvery, that kind of colour changing type, you'll see at the end. And I love this with this gel. If I don't like what I've done, as I decide here I don't like it, I can just push it and move it around, push them off if I don't like them, and then once I am happy I can cure it. I'm just flash curing it there. And I realise now the stone is straight but my nail is wonky, so I tried to move the stone so that it's, you know, in line with the nail, but it's too late. It's already done. And this is another thing where if I'd kept my mouth shut you might not have noticed, but that's just me. Look at that. Oh, what a mess. If this was a client I would clip it off and start again, but like I said before, it's just me and they're going to come off. It was just for the video, really, and I wanted to test out these products. Anyway, as always, I'm pushing my top coat right up to the stones. You want to get them right in, you want to get your top coat in all the cracks if you can, right up to them, but not on the stones, never on the stones. Abracadabra, just like magic. There's stones on all the fingers. I forgot to say, with the top coat you do want to get it right up to the edge of the stones and not on them. I did say that, but the reason for this is it just makes sure you're not going to catch your hair in them and they are fully adhered, and you want to go over any bits of the gel adhesive for the stones. It's got a sticky layer, so you want to make sure you've got some top coat on that. And once we're done, I'm just giving them another wipe, making sure there's nothing sticky, there's nothing on my stones, and I absolutely love them. Look at that. They look expensive. I'm going with some cuticle oil. All that rubbing of the alcohol's just dried out my fingers. No one likes dusty claws. And there we have it. I love these. I think they do look expensive, but they were on a budget. I hope you have enjoyed watching my video and you're enjoying my nails. And hopefully you come back and watch me again. I have got some other videos if you haven't seen them already, and there will be more coming up. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I post a video, and follow me on Instagram if you can. Love you, bye!